Hi guys! I'm sorry if my video upload schedule is a little bit like sporadic during the summer. You'd think that since I have more time to film videos that I would be able to upload them more frequently, but since I'm not at school I don't have the school's Wi-Fi to use to upload them, and my Wi-Fi at home is like complete crap because I live in the middle of nowhere. So basically I have to upload them at work, which is just a whole other thing, and it's hard to get them uploaded sometimes. So apologies in advance. Anyways, welcome back to another Top 5 Wednesday. I'll link the Goodreads group down below if you want to check it out. And this week's topic is top 5 favorite minor characters. Now, minor characters are different than side characters. Side characters, obviously there's the main character, or maybe there's a couple main characters in a book or a series. And then side characters are like the characters that are like, I would say, not quite as important as the main character, but almost. Obviously this definition is going to differ depending on who you are and who you consider to be a side character versus a minor character. For my list, I tried to pick characters that I could definitely say, yeah, this is a minor character. But there might only be one or two where it's more of a gray area as to whether it's a side character or a minor character. Anyway, now that that disclaimer is out of the way. So number 5 is Astrid, or really any of Manon's group of 13 witches from the Throne of Glass series. I considered putting Manon on here, but I figured she'd probably be more of a side character than a minor character. So I just chose basically her entire 13, but specifically Astrid, since she's kind of like Manon's second in command and everything. I'm gonna be honest, the witches storyline is really the only thing I care about in the Throne of Glass series anymore. I really don't care about Aelin or any of those other characters that are with her. I think I cared more in Queen of Shadows, but then Empire of Storms happened and I hated everything except for the witches. Like, you know, honestly, Sarah J. Maas could just write an entire series, like a spin-off series about the witches, and I would be way more interested in it than I am with Aelin's story. I just find them to be more interesting, they're cooler, they're more likable than like any of the other characters, even though they're kind of terrible sometimes. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just think the witches are cool. And number 4 is from a TV show because, as always, Top 5 Wednesday is open to TV shows as well as books. So number 4 is Jefferson from Once Upon a Time. Now, if you've been watching the show for a long time, you might not remember who Jefferson is because he wasn't really in it that much. Basically, he's their version of the Mad Hatter and is played by Sebastian Stan, which is one reason why I wish he was back on the show. He was only in like the first season for a little bit, only like a few episodes or something like that. Because I feel like in a lot of Alice in Wonderland adaptations, especially in modern day ones, they tend to like overdo the Mad Hatter a little bit, like he's almost like too crazy. Like I'm thinking of the live action Alice in Wonderlands where Johnny Depp's the Mad Hatter, and that's just like a very, very caricatured version of the Mad Hatter. I like Jefferson's because while his thing was that he seemed crazy, he was the only one that was actually making sense because he remembered all of the fairy tale stuff. And his whole storyline with his daughter, that was really sweet. Just a very interesting character and had a really cool arc, but he was one of those characters that was just kind of like a one-off. Like he was there for a couple episodes and then they never spoke of him again. But they did speak of him again because they always use his hat as a portal. Like all these characters are always talking about him, but he's not there. Like he just disappeared. Like I feel like I didn't get closure from his storyline. So while it may have been out of their control to like actually have Jefferson in it as like a regular, I wish they would have done that because he was such a cool character. I don't know, maybe I'm just asking too much of people who decided that Frozen's storyline would be a good idea. Number 3 is from the Percy Jackson series, and that is Thalia. I don't know how to say her name still. It's been years since I read the series for the first time, and I don't know how to say her name. I think I say Thalia, but I don't think that's right. Talia? Maybe it's Talia. Anyway, she's cool. Talia? I think I switch it every single time I say it. If this is your name, please tell me how to pronounce it. I mean, maybe I think it's different. I think I've heard different pronunciations of this name. Anyway, she's so awesome. I think everybody loves Thalia. I don't think I've ever met someone who's read the Percy Jackson series and disliked her. She's just cool. We all want to be like her. She's like a hunter of Artemis. I mean, that sounds awesome. She's just cool. She's badass. I would love to hang out with her. She's so cool. Number 2 is Éowyn from the Lord of the Rings series. I'm a little unsure as to whether she's a side character or a minor character, but she's one of my favorite Lord of the Rings characters. Frodo is like the main character. Also Aragorn can maybe be a main character, because I feel like those are the two storylines. Everybody else in the Fellowship at least is more of a side character, and I feel like everyone else can be considered minor characters. That's not to say Éowyn has a minor role, because she actually has a very huge role in the series. I just think she's so cool. I mean, if there's anything that the Lord of the Rings series lacks, it's female characters, because there's like 3 that I can think of. Éowyn is just so cool, man. She wants to go and battle with everybody. She doesn't want to be left behind. She wants to like fight for her people. Who doesn't want to be known for like ripping off a helmet dramatically and saying, "I am no man," and then stabbing the Witch King in the face? That's awesome. I mean, just talking about Éowyn gets me all like pumped up. I love her. It is my goal in life to be more like her. I just think she's cool. Number 1 is going to be such a weird one for anyone who's like not super invested in the Harry Potter fandom, especially like on Tumblr and stuff. Not that I am so much anymore, but like, okay, hear me out. My number one choice is Teddy Lupin from the Harry Potter series, kind of. He's mentioned like twice in canon, okay, and then that once in that Rita Skeeter thing on Pottermore, which is where we got most of our information about what he's like as a teenager. But listen, I have this weird thing with the Harry Potter series where like I love the main series obviously, but I'm almost more invested in like Marauders stuff and with Next Gen. And if you don't know what Next Gen is, it's basically everyone's kids. Like all the main characters from the main series, all of their kids basically is the Next Gen thing, which we have virtually no canon information on except for their names, which is almost the fun part, because you can kind of just make them up in your head. You could write any headcanon, any fanfic, any way you wanted, and it can't really be proved wrong because we don't really have enough information to go off of. I don't know if that's what I like about Marauders and Next Gen stuff so much, that we have so little canon information that we can kind of just make it our own and like decide how we want the characters to be. And Teddy kind of crosses over from Marauders into Next Gen stuff because he's Remus's son. He's just great from just the headcanons that I've seen basically and the ones I've come up with, and just like the very, very little amount of canon information that we have, which I do consider that Pottermore article to be canon, I guess. He's just great. I don't know, I can't really talk about it much because it's weird. I know it's weird that I am just so emotionally invested in these characters that have like virtually no importance in the main series, but I don't care. I would have said one of the Marauders for this one, except I feel like they're more side characters because they're important to me. So if any of you out there are like me and have this weird obsession with Next Gen headcanons and like Teddy Lupin at all, please let me know because I need to know more people like that. And on that note, we're just gonna end this list because I am totally outing myself as a weirdo. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know down in the comments who your favorite minor characters are from various book series or TV series. Let me know if you also like any of the characters that I mentioned. And I hope that you have a lovely day, and I will see you hopefully next week or some other time whenever I have the internet for another video. Bye!